2024, you started in New South Wales Cup and you ended up as the number 7 of a premiership contender. Fair to say that's a successful season for you?
Yeah, it was. I think for myself personally, it was kind of a different start to the year, playing reserve grade and not being the start half. You kind of trained the whole pre-season to be the start 7, and when that didn't happen, it was tough, but got to kind of go back and work on my game, and the way the kind of year turned out, it was a pretty successful year, even though it was a pretty tough finish in the end.
You joined the Dogs in some strange circumstances halfway through the 2023 season. Reed told us just before you rolled in for your first training session and the boys were at the pub. Is that correct?
Yeah, I always tell Cameron about it, our coach. I'm like, I think I question a lot of things at that stage. They just got pumped 66-6 against Newcastle, and I didn't really read too much into the result. And anyway, I drove from Gold Coast to Sydney with my old man and rocked up. And they're having beers at the pub, and I'm looking, I'm like, is this the right team? Like, what's going on? And they end up, because they needed, like, the bonding and that needed to grow, and that was their way of doing it. But yeah, it was just a weird situation walking into that. They just got pumped 66-6, and the boys were having a couple of beers ago. I'm thinking, what's going on here? But yeah, it's obviously what the meaning behind it was, trying to grow that connection, and even though the results weren't showing it was going to help out.
Did you doubt your decision to make that move at all? Obviously, you were in and out of the Titans side. Did you doubt the decision to move to the Bulldogs?
Honestly, I probably didn't have enough time to think about it. I remember when it first happened, I kind of spoke to the Titans, and there was kind of mutual agreement for me to look elsewhere. And this was on like a Monday, Tuesday, and then I toured the Bulldogs facility on the Thursday. And by the Monday, I had signed the contract, and I drove to Sydney and kind of packed up my whole life to be with the Bulldogs, and played, I think it was 7 or 8 weeks, and throughout that whole time I felt like I didn't really stop and kind of sit back and think what I've actually done, and it was a massive move, but something I'm very grateful for.
How proud are you of your performances? I'll run off one stat in particular. In games that you wore the number 7 jersey, the Bulldogs won 10 of 15. That's very impressive. How proud are you of those performances?
Yeah, I don't think it's me, to be honest. I think at the start of 2024, the team had a lot of new players, and it took a lot of time for them to kind of gel and grow as a football team. And I was probably fortunate in the way where I come into the side midway through the year, where a lot of them combinations had kind of been built, and I kind of just got to come in and just be a general and lead the footy team around, and we naturally found that results were taking care of themselves, and it was such an enjoyable year though.
When you started the year in reserve grade, you would have had some conversations with Cameron. Can you give us an insight into what he told you, what he wanted you to work on in reserve grade to get your number 7 jersey?
Yeah, I think he was very honest with me the whole way, and that's something I'm very grateful for. We've been able to build a pretty strong relationship, and he gives me some honest feedback at times, but it's feedback that I want, and a lot of it was just based around just owning the team, kicking well and defending well, and he was adamant that whole way that if I did that well in reserve grade, that I was going to get an opportunity somewhere along the line, and it took a little while, but I'm very grateful that I got to be able to go back and work on kind of all them things and come into first grade full of confidence, and yeah, it was good.
How important has Serrato been in your development?
Yeah, it's huge. I can't speak highly enough of him. He's got that rare balance where he's off the field, he's got such a high care factor, and on the field he's so honest with you, and he'll make you become the best footy player that you can possibly be, and give you all the tools and knowledge and everything to be able to become a good footy player. And he's very honest at times too, but yeah, he's got a funny side to him as well off the field, where he loves a laugh, and he's a bit of a pest too, so it's good.
So, do you work closely with Jason Taylor? Obviously, he's such an experienced halfback in the NRL. You work closely with him?
Yeah, very close. So we've been able to form kind of a close relationship, and kind of worked over the pre-season, and then at the start of 2024, I kind of sit down with him once a week and just kind of figure out what I was going to do in Cup that week and what our game plan was, and try to relate it similar to what NRL was doing. And as I got back in the NRL side, well, he's someone that I work pretty closely with. Like, I love everything about rugby league, I love the game, and I'm a bit of a footy nerd, and I think he's pretty similar to that as well, where his level of detail is just crazy, and I love that, and we've been able to form a pretty good relationship and constantly kind of bouncing ideas off each other.
So it was pretty well publicised that the Bulldogs were interested in signing Ben Hunt. How did that make you feel as the club's number 7 at the time?
Yeah, I don't know. It was a strange kind of period of time, to be honest. But Cameron and the whole club were talking to me throughout it, and I had no worries. It's kind of a situation where it was out of my control, and I wasn't going to put any attention towards it because they're obviously going to go nowhere. So that was the club's decision, and whatever decision they made, that's up to the club, and I couldn't really control it, to be honest.
Then on the flip side of that, they decided to go against him and put their faith in you as the number 7. How did that feel? Because that's the positive aspect to it.
Yeah, well, again, I'm not really sure, to be honest. Like the whole time, I wasn't rattled about it. Like it's I know the game's a business, and clubs going to make what the best decision they think that's going to win them a premiership. And the whole time, I was talking pretty closely with Cameron, and he was open and honest with where the club was at, and I trusted him a lot, and yeah, it ended up playing out the way it did, and yeah, it's kind of put to bed now, which is good.
Talk to me about Bulldogs fans. Have you seen anything like it in terms of their support at Belmore?
No, I haven't. I come from kind of a team like the Gold Coast, and there's fans there, but I think Bulldogs fans you can't honestly, there's no other team that relates to them. They're just the passion they show, and they've been a part of the journey for a long time now, and there's been a lot of dark years for the Bulldogs, and they've been there every step of the way, and we kind of got to see, especially in the semi-final last year, we played against Manly, and there were 50,000 fans there, majority were Bulldogs fans, and yeah, I honestly, there's nothing to relate them to, but I'm so kind of proud to be able to play for them and play for our community, and yeah, it's pretty cool to run out each week.
The boys I've spoken to just before, they said it gives them a genuine boost in the game. Is that the case for you as well?
Yeah, it is, 100%. Yeah, we want to unite and inspire our community, and the way they get in behind us, just every time you play at a Core or Belmore, you can notice the fans are in behind you, and I think we were fortunate enough to win a lot of footy games last year, and kind of that helped that cause, and brought even more fans to the games, and yeah, they're a passionate bunch of fans, that's for sure.
So I've seen and heard that you spend a lot of time doing community work. Why is that important for you to do those things off the field?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like us as NRL players can have a real positive impact on the community. Like, you hear so many negative stories about rugby league players, which are whatever, but I feel like us as players, we can have a big influence on the community, and I feel like it's part of giving back. Like, we're in such a fortunate stage where we get to play, or we get to live out our dreams of playing rugby league each day, and there's so many people out there doing it so tough, and I feel like we've got such a great opportunity to be able to give back to them and bring a smile to their faces.